Coming up on this month's edition of the RMAC Showcase, the Western Slope does its best to keep us off the airwaves, but we have no intention of doing that as we visit Colorado Mesa University. The Mavericks are making big pushes on the basketball court thanks to some warm weather transplants. CMU is coming off a great year in the pool, in which both the men's and women's team finished with all-time best showing at Nationals. We'll see what they have in store for this season. And surprise, surprise, the baseball team is highly ranked once again after earning the distinction of winningest program in Division II for the last decade. We'll have those stories and much more because the RMAC Showcase starts right now. Welcome to Grand Junction, Colorado, in the campus of Colorado Mesa University. The Mavericks have the largest athletic department in the RMAC, boasting 27 NCAA teams. Hello everyone, I'm Jason Carter, and thank you so much for hanging out with me as we take our laps around the campus here at Colorado Mesa University. The women's basketball team has really enjoyed playing at home, compiling 40 wins against just 5 losses here at Bronson Arena over the last 3 seasons. And this year, they started off 11-0, thanks in large part to someone who made a long trek to get here to Grand Junction. The Colorado Mesa women's basketball team is once again at the top of the conference standings.
And the Mavericks come back for a 59-54 victory.
And they've done it behind their defense, which for much of the year has led the country in opponents' points allowed.
Turns, flips to Turner. Turner lays it in, and it's a 3-point game.
One of our goals at the beginning of the year was to be the best defense in the nation, and we've kind of held that for a while.
But in order to get wins, you still have to score some points.
We need to score, and that's the one thing that she brings. She's a difficult guard for other teams. She has a great mid-range game. She's worked on her three-point shot, and she's starting to get to the rim a little bit more. And so that's one of the things we have to use her offensive abilities.
I definitely think I play like a faster paced game. I think that also plays into how Sid likes to play as well, and I mean, we have that little connection.
Good, we're tied!
I definitely think that just coming off the bench, it gives me a little spark to get back into the game and everything and just give my teammates a little boost.
Daniela Turner came to Grand Junction from the Sunshine State, but she wasn't the only one who made the move to Colorado.
In fact, her parents moved out here with her. They enjoyed it so much.
I'm an only child, so I never had siblings growing up or anything, so I've always been around them or like their friends and stuff, so being away from them for that first semester was a little tough, just getting used to it. But I mean, it's really nice just to be able to go home, sleep in my own bed, and have some home-cooked meals.
And home has been very kind to both Daniela and the team as they've lost just once at home each of the past 2 seasons.
We all talk about winning at home, and this is where we sweat and practice every day, and it's a place where nobody should outwork us, and that's something that we talk about all year long.
The men's basketball team is right in the thick of things as they are fighting for a first-round home playoff game in the RMAC tournament. Jace Hampstead joins us for the first time as we learn about a pipeline between the Golden State and Grand Junction.
Every team talks about culture, and Colorado Mesa is hoping that culture comes from a familiarity amongst their players.
Obviously, there's a high expectation of success here at CMU. It's all the teams do really well, and so what we were trying to do was build a group for the future. We were able to get a really good group of freshmen in and bring in a transfer group to help us stay competitive right away.
They are hoping to bridge that gap to the future from one of the most successful junior colleges in California, Fresno City, as the Mavericks currently have 6 former FCC players on their roster.
The head coach there the Fresno City's won 18 consecutive conference championships, so they've got a great history there. Through that connection, we were able to get Tommy Nuno and Jeff Spivey a year ago, and then those guys are great teammates, and they really liked the idea of coming to play with those two, and we were fortunate it worked out.
The dream of staying together came true, and it wasn't something that only the coaches were happy came true.
We'd always talk about, where are you gonna go? If we could go somewhere at the same school, we should, because it was just a brotherhood, Everyone on that roster, we just had a connection. We always want to stay with each other.
Fresno City was a place like I'd never been. Like, we really had a brotherhood is the way that we explained it. Like, that's the best word to explain it. Like, we were all so close. And so once two ended up going to the same place, it kind of just seemed like, oh, that'd be cool. And then once Coach DeGeorge started showing interest in us and like the number of us that he was actually interested in, it was like, man, this could be really cool.
Now that a strong team chemistry and culture have been established, the Mavs are looking to turn that momentum into playoff wins.
You know, we're one of the top-ranked offensive teams in the country, and if we can get our defense to another level, you know, we can compete for a championship here in a couple of weeks.
I feel like we're kind of hitting our stride right in time, like right here going into this last stretch, because we're really starting to figure out how to use and like utilize each piece that we do have.
If the Mavericks can land a home playoff spot, they think they have a good chance of competing in the long run.
They've been working really hard at it, and you know, we've shown tremendous growth, but as I said, we got a little ways to go still.
For the RMAC Showcase, I'm Jace Hamstead.
Thank you, Jace. He'll be back in the show just a little bit later. Now it's time to head over to the pool, where the men's swimming program is coming off a program best 11th place finish at the national tournament, thanks in large part to their top diver. The hair, the moves, and eventually the score. Just a few reasons to pay attention when Amar Hassan gets on the diving board.
He's just really pretty to watch. He's fun to watch. You know, I'm sure a lot of people watch his hair. That's fun to watch when he's flipping and twisting. But just his contagious smile. He's always smiling.
He's won just about every award you can think of, from conference and national championships to placing in the top 25 at world competitions. Hassan has been a force on the board.
Just knowing that he's trained next to and, you know, dove against some of the best divers in the entire world, I think brings this sense of trust, you know, with that. So with him, it's just, I don't know, there's something special about him. You know, it's been 3 years getting to know him, and every day is a different day.
But for anyone who's had the pleasure to watch Hassan dive, you could also be looking at a future Olympian.
Well, I have another chance on April, which is going to be the World Cup, and I have to go to the semifinals. So we do prelim, semifinals, and then finals. I have to do semifinals to go to Olympics, and to go there, I need 4 points more in my score. I'm so close.
Amar has represented his home country of Egypt in international competitions several times, but this summer in Tokyo would be the greatest setting.
I mean, since I started diving, I put that as a goal. I did a lot of international meets, big meets, Worlds. I've been to Worlds 2 times, I've been to Grand Prix 3 times, but I've never done 2 Olympics. So my diving career is going to be like a little to the last. I'm about to be done. I'm graduating next year, so I'm gonna be done. So I really wanna do 2020 because I don't have any more chances.
That does it for the first segment on this edition of the RMAC Showcase. When we come back, we'll stick around the pool and meet an athlete who is pulling a double duty for the Mavs. We'll be back after this timeout.